Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland is official, and the middleweight division just got a whole lot more interesting. The UFC has confirmed Boris will make his first title defense at UFC 328 on May 9th in Newark, New Jersey, taking on former champion Strickland in what is arguably the most personal grudge match the division has ever seen. These two were once training partners at Extreme Couture, and both sides still can't agree on who got the better of those sparring sessions. That bad blood has been simmering for years through social media shots and brutal interview callouts, and now it finally gets settled inside the octagon. Now, the elephant in the room is Nasruddin Imavov, ranked number 2, riding a 5-fight win streak with massive scalps along the way. The argument for him is real, but Strickland already has a win over him from 2023, and coming off a highlight reel knockout over Anthony Hernandez, his timing is simply perfect. Michael Bisping echoed what a lot of people in the game are saying. He gets the UFC's reasoning here, because on paper, this is one of the biggest fights they could possibly make right now.
There's a lot of bad blood. Chimaev claims that he's already choked out Strickland multiple times, and also claims that his training partner, who's like 135 pounds, also choked out Sean Strickland. I know Imavov beat Kyle Bohaya, but when you look at it, Strickland's already beat Imavov. Yeah, it was a while ago, but a win's a win. And he just put a beat down and a stoppage on Fluffy, right? Imavov beat Kyle Bohaya by decision, and we all know this sport's about what have you done for me lately. There is a backstory between Chimaev and Sean Strickland. They have trained with one another. There's a bit of shit talk. There's going to be bad blood. We know that the lead up to the fight will be goddamn insane, right? Chimaev doesn't hold back. He talks shit, but in a kind of reserved way, but like he truly believes in himself. And Sean Strickland is just going to go on the full offensive. We know that. We know that. He's going to be talking some crazy shit.
Aljamain Sterling versus Youssef Zalal is officially booked, and the timing could not be more perfect. With Murphy versus Evloev confirmed as the next featherweight title eliminator, the division is essentially mapping out its future right now. The consensus among fans and analysts is simple. If Sterling beats Zalal convincingly, he puts himself directly in line as the next challenger after whoever comes out of that Murphy-Evloev fight. Championship pedigree, ranked opposition, a big name. The UFC has built title shots on a lot less. Aljo moving up and working his way to a featherweight title would be one of the better stories the division has seen in years. The fan base largely agrees he would deserve that spot. But here's where things get complicated, because the UFC apparently has other plans. According to reputable MMA journalist Aaron Bronstater, Gene Silva is the promotion's preferred title challenger, and that preference reportedly holds even if Sterling takes care of business against Zalal. The UFC is extremely high on Silva's hype, and the finishing ability and star power he brings every time he steps in is hard to ignore. Let's hear it from Aaron.
I'm really curious what Zalal will have to offer to someone like Aljo. Like Aljamain, I think, is a very tricky fighter to figure out, and I think that Zalal has done a really good job of taking out these veterans and moving his way up the ladder. So, and I think Aljamain is going to be a very stingy out. I think that he's going to be a tough guy to beat. For Zalal.
I wonder what's going to happen if Aljo wins, right? Because we've obviously got Mose fighting Murphy.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I still think Jean Silva's going to get the next title fight.
Oh, you think he'll get the next one?
That's what my guess was. Remember, I think Jean Silva's going to be next in line for the featherweight title, but we'll see.
Without fighting?
No, maybe he'll take another
Arnold
fight
Allen win. Yeah,
maybe he'll take, or he takes another fight soon. But I feel like he's the most sellable guy in that division right now. We'll see.
Sean Strickland just absolutely went off on Khamzat Chimaev. In a recent interview, Sean broke down exactly how he sees this fight playing out. His theory is straightforward. The opening round will be an absolute war on the ground, intense grappling exchanges, Chimaev throwing everything he has. And then, according to Strickland, Boris runs out of gas. Sean has been saying since their sparring days that Khamzat fades, and he is doubling down on that claim heading into the biggest fight of his career. He also made a point of reminding people that despite not being known as a grappler, he considers himself one of the best in the division on the mat when he chooses to use it. Chimaev's side of the story has always been different. Boris has maintained for years that he submitted the American multiple times when the two trained together at Extreme Couture. Strickland fired back by claiming he made Chimaev quit in training. Both men are locked into their versions of events. Both are absolutely certain they have the edge. And the only way to settle it is May 9th in Newark. Let's hear it from Sean.
I feel like this is one of those fights though where, man, if you win this, I
think I'm probably the only one that could beat Chimaev. I honestly think Fluffy's a better wrestler than Chimaev. Like, I think pace-wise, style-wise.
Man, he just grapples.
I'm one of the best grapplers in the UFC. I don't do it, but I'm one of the best grapplers in the UFC. Really, the reason why I want to fight him out of anybody is just to say, all right, we just don't need that as a champion, bro. Like, that's real bad. Like, every time I see his face, I'm just like, we got a whore as a champion. It's real bad. Fuck at him. You'd have one hard round of just hard fucking grappling. Like, you would see it, and then eventually he would just like, all right, this ain't gonna happen. Every time we spar, we'd have one hard round of grappling, and then, but dude, Chimaev's just a bitch, bro.
Luke Thomas is absolutely unloading on the idea of a UFC event at the White House, and he is tearing into it from every angle. His issues are stacking up fast. First, the most basic logistical problem. It is an outdoor event in Washington, D.C. in the middle of June. That means fighters competing in potentially scorching summer heat with no arena to regulate conditions. Then there is the much bigger political issue hanging over everything. Thomas believes this is the worst possible time for something like this, pointing to the ongoing global conflicts and arguing that staging a spectacle like this in the middle of international tension feels completely tone deaf. He has been vocal about his view that the event is less about celebrating America's 250th birthday and more about political reward, pointing to the UFC's deep alignment with the Trump administration and describing the entire setup as sports washing. Luke also pointed out a scheduling problem the UFC may not be able to control. The promotion relies heavily on events in the UAE, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia throughout the year, regions currently navigating serious geopolitical instability. If those shows get pulled or postponed, the UFC's calendar takes a significant hit that no amount of White House spectacle can replace. Let's roll the clip and hear Thomas break it all down.
I would say that the whole event is weird.
Yeah.
I mean, everything about it is weird, right? I mean, the UFC did a lot of help to help get Trump reelected, which itself is a weird thing. It worked, and now they're getting this event as like a payback. That's weird. It's totally sports washing. It's weird, but just on pure fight terms, it's 6, not a full card. That's weird. You know, it's going to be outdoor. By the way, it's going to be outdoor. Forget everything else. It's going to be outdoors in June in this city. As someone who's lived here since the 80s, brothers and sisters, it's hot as balls here. Then to say nothing of what the security protocol is going to be like for that. Like, every part of this thing is weird. And then it appears that the world has been set on fire. That's not awesome. UFC spent a lot of time going to places like Qatar, Azerbaijan, Saudi Arabia, UAE. All the places I just mentioned are places that are either currently or have been bombed in the last 2 weeks.